Hey everyone, Invader1 here, and I am so excited, guys, to bring you this video. This this has been so much fun creating because I've been trying to figure out an all adept team to be able to defeat Platinum, and it has been absolutely difficult because I've tried different setups and I bring different people in because, as you guys can tell already, I'm creating videos that will help anybody, almost anybody who's playing Mass Effect 3 to kind of deal with the most difficult difficulty, which is platinum difficulty, and finally figured something out. As you can see, the name of this character is Dagger, is because I was trying to do Dagger all biotics, guys. It was so difficult. I was able to extract a few times, but it's because the team build that I had, we were all very strong guys, but it was just so extremely difficult because this character is very squishy. But we figured something out. We actually were able to do an all adept team on Firebase Reactor, and I want to talk about that a little bit because I am excited to show you guys that this is something that you can definitely do. And I brought along, a few of my buddies. Annihilator is a guy from Ireland that I play with quite a bit. And also Dogo War is a brand new guy who I've been playing only maybe about 2 weeks. And just been kind of, bringing him along. He's actually another one of my videos. And, just trying to make sure that, he understands some of the strategies and going through that with him. And Wiz is one of my buddies from Italy. I've been training him as much as I can. I've been working with him on the Phoenix Vanguard, the Phoenix Adept, and he's been getting really good. But we were finally able to figure out a build, a setup where you can actually do nothing but biotic detonations and actually survive, because, as you know, adepts are squishy characters. So I want to, I've been getting asked to show my builds and everything, so I want to make sure that I give you that information. So right now, for what I'm doing, I'm just adding the mental focuser and a power amplifier module because I want my lash and smash to be very powerful. In regards to my smash, I want to make sure that I have it set up for biotic combos on rank 4, rank 5. I want to make sure that it's force and damage, just powerful. I don't need recharge speed. And rank 6, I want to make sure that I have armor damage so that I can, when we get banshees, we can go right, as soon as they get to armor, we're hitting them. We're also taking down shields. For lash, I wanted to make sure that I can detonate also. Like, if there's a character that is reaved, the moment that I lash, she blows up, he or she. Damage over time is great because then when you pick up an enemy, even if they're not dead, they're still being, destroyed. Shield penetration is very important, guys. That's how I pick up phantoms, because phantoms have barriers and shields, but once you have shield penetration, you can use it. For the training, I wanted to make sure that I had, a whole bunch of power damage as much as I could. I'd even do rank 6. This is a level 19 Phoenix Vanguard. I didn't even need it. I don't spec anything on charge because I don't need it. I also made sure that his health and shields is all durability, all the points at the bottom, because I wanted to make sure I have as much of it as possible, because platinum is extremely difficult. Any enemy that is shooting at you will take you down, so I needed to have as much health and shields as possible, and especially since this is an all adept team. And to show you guys how cool this is, we brought a drill adept, okay, level 14. We brought a level 19 sorry, just a guard with Reeve. We wanted to make sure we had 2 Reavers reaving enemies, and we had 2 Phoenix Vanguards, just to make sure that we have smash going to kind of mess up any banshees that will come in. We also had lash so that we could pull enemies in from far, and if any phantoms got in the room, we could just pick them up, throw them around, and make sure that they were not able to do anything to us, so that we could just demolish them. So the reason I'm very excited, guys, is because, hey, this is a pretty, a team that I just put together just to go right ahead and do this. This is something that you can do, and we figured out a great spot for Firebase Reactor where you could actually hang out and do platinum. very easily. So I'm very proud to say, guys, we figured out a great, biotic thing. I think you're gonna love the video gameplay because it is just full of biotic explosions left and right on platinum difficulty against Cerberus. So as the video gets started, guys, just want to let you know, as soon as you get into Firebase Reactor, you're gonna want to go all the way to this right area. You see where we're at? This little hallway has, two little. It's like a little nook. It has two little sections that we're gonna funnel any enemies in, and anything that comes our way, we have a little bit of cover and we have enough space to kind of cover ourselves and allow the enemies to get to us. Now, with the reason we have two Phoenix Vanguards is so that we could use lash and draw enemies in, kind of snipe them in a way with it. In all honesty, I rarely shoot with this guy. So what we do is we make sure enemies from far, we're picking them up. Any phantoms, we're making sure that we're taking them, and at the same time you have cover. You could get behind cover. When what we're doing is right now, on one side I have my Phoenix Vanguard doing lash and smash, and on my left hand side I have my buddy Annihilator, who is in a Sorry Justicar. He'll put his bubble up to make sure that any enemies that get close are automatically warped, and he's reaving everything. So if I use my lash and I'm picking up an enemy, I'm blowing up the enemy. I'm doing biotic explosions automatically by doing this. On the other side, I also have my buddy Wiz, who's also doing smash and lash on any enemies that come on the left hand side, and my buddy using the Jarrell Adept, guys, with very squishy character, set up for nothing but health and shields and reave. That's all he's got. And he is just reaving everything that's on his side. As you can see, guys, look, nothing but biotic explosions, just going. I mean, this was just so much fun. I can't even begin to tell you how much fun it was. So, and at the same time, the good thing about this is that we're able to funnel enemies in. We're giving them time to come up. On the left-hand side, as you guys see, that the enemies have to either come up through the ladder or they have to come in through the extraction area. Because of that, they have a limited range. They have to get by us, and we have enough space to kind of hide. We have enough space to go do combat rolls. We have enough space to go back and forth, so that's it's such a great thing, and also allows the Phoenix Vanguards to use our smash through the walls. We still have enough cover that we can use smash through the walls if we don't want to reveal ourselves. As you can see, look, wave 1, just nothing but biotic explosions, and it gets even better, guys. We just had so much fun with this. And I want you guys to check this out because we just had such a great time, and we got so excited because this went so easy. I'm pretty sure it might get difficult, depending on your skill set, and you just got to try this out a little bit. But so far, by doing this, I think it just came out so easy for us that I think that anybody else can do it. This is such a great spot, and as you can see, I am lashing everything that I can. I have shield penetration. I can pick up characters, enemies that have shields on them. If we get a Centurion or we get a Marauder just coming in, we just mess them up. The Phantoms especially, that's why we choose the Phoenix characters, so that we could pick up Phantoms and make sure that they are taken care of, and they are constantly reaved by our Sorry Justicar and also our Jarrell Adept, who is doing nothing but reave left and right. So what you want to do is have your reavers immediately reave everything. And you see my buddy is also setting up a warp bubble. You don't have to have an Asari Justicar. You can just use the Jarrell. You just need somebody reaving everything, especially set up reave to have area reave, so that when you are casting reave to any enemy is hitting at least 3 enemies. It's got a wide radius. So when you're doing that, and we do lash, immediately detonates whatever character that is, and affects all the other characters surrounding it. And when we do smash, we are we're not only doing damage with our smash, but we're also detonating, that reeve effect that was already set up on the character, on the enemy. So as you can see, I mean, we're just having a great time. I mean, my buddy now later on my side, on the right side, he is reaving all the atlases. Look how the atlases are being just melted away. Their shields are going down because my smash is set up to do shield penetration, and that reeve is also set up to burn through shields and barriers. So I mean, we're just, we have a really good setup, that we have biotic detonations, and we're also set up to damage shields. That is something that's very important in Platinum. You want to take shields down as quickly as possible. So here come the objectives. This map is, in all honesty, Reactor, I like this map a lot for Reapers because they have a hard time actually catching you. What's great about this is that even though we're not doing Reapers, Reapers are going to show up in Platinum regardless, whatever faction you have. But we have the devices. We make sure that 2 of us go out to the devices. It's not just one. We don't have an infiltrator. So 2 of us go out. Our other 2 buddies decided to come with us at the moment just because, we wanted to make sure we're okay. But our other 2 buddies actually go back to the spot, as you would notice. Now, what I'm doing is I am making sure what you want to do. What you want to do is you want to make sure that your Phoenix guy is the one covering, because he can pick up, as you can see, I can pick up phantoms. The phantoms get out, and we do nothing but take them out. Unfortunately, here I kind of made an error and I shot a missile, and my buddy was already in front, so I kind of messed it up. So, anyways, at this moment, I'm doing the device only because my other buddy decided to come and cover the backside of the reactor. Normally it's just 2 of us going out and doing it, but in this situation I'm just realizing that we all kind of came out. So I guess it just to rephrase this a little bit, you definitely want 2 guys. One, the person doing the objective, the device, if you have this kind of situation, and another buddy covering you. Okay, and whoever gets there, if it's clean, like for example, look at this situation. We had all the enemies on the other side. So what we did is, not a problem. My buddy's there doing the device, and all of us are kind of running as a 2-man team on one side and a 2-man team on the other side. What they're doing right now is trying to, cover us. And at this moment, what we're doing is, after the devices have been done, we came back. Now, let me just talk a little bit about this. What I like about reactors, that you have so many little areas that cover you. You could run through the top left, top right, and you have all these little areas that, even if the enemy, like look at the Ravagers, if they want to shoot at you, you have so much cover. You could get behind a wall, you could, they find it so difficult to actually snipe you out, which is great. And this little area here is so good, to do biotic combos, because, as my buddy here Annihilated is reaving, I am making sure that I'm doing my smash and taking everybody out. So I recommend definitely this little area here. You have 2 entrances and I guess 2 exits. As you saw, we were able to do 4 devices, which, as you guys already know, if you've been watching my videos, that I despise that objective. That's the only objective I do not like in this game, because anything can happen, and we don't have any infiltrators, so it's not like we can go right ahead and have somebody cloak and go out there and do this. We have pretty much an all ADEPT team. And we're relying on power. It's not really a gun. I mean, right now I'm shooting only because the guy is far away. We don't want to lose our spot. We want to make sure that nobody spawns behind us, because this little spot here, guess what, guys, is a spawn point. So if we leave this area before the wave starts, they're going to spawn immediately in here. So as you can see, we're going back to the area. And if you have an Asari Justice card, you want to put the bubble right there where my buddy's putting it, because they're going to come up through the ramp at the bottom, or they're going to come through the other ramp straight across, or the right side. So by having the bubble here, you're catching all the enemies that come in. And what the bubble does, the Asari Justice Card bubble, if you have it set up offensively, what will happen is that any enemy that comes in gets immediately warped. So that when you do anything like lash, especially, to pick up enemies, if they're in the bubble, they get affected immediately, and so do the banshees. So check this out. Look at this, guys. We're playing Cerberus, because obviously you guys know the banshees always show up. Doesn't matter what platinum difficulty you choose, or what platinum enemy you choose. So now we have a banshee that showed up. She got into the bubble, and we did nothing but smash, and she was immediately destroyed. I mean, we just took her down so quickly. I mean, she had no chance. And we're doing nothing but biotic combos, guys. We're doing Reeve, Smash, Lash, and we're using Lash for the smaller enemies, Marauders, Engineers, Phantoms, and for Banshees we're doing Reeve and Smash, Reeve and Smash. And look at this. Check this out. This is just so awesome. I mean, we had so much fun here. Look at that. Banshee on platinum, done, destroyed, demolished. She had absolutely no chance. So here we go, and you're going to see a lot of this, but I have a little bit of commentary because we also have the other objectives. So again, as you can see, we're going through it, we're covering each other. Communication is very important, and guess what, guys? By doing biotic detonations, you very rarely have to use a missile. We do use missiles here. There are moments that we need to use them. If your teammates are all down, we're getting overrun here, obviously we definitely need to use a missile. But check this out, guys. Look at this. We are reaving using the we have two reaves, and by the way, if you guys didn't know this, reave stacks. So since we have two reavers, we have the drill adept, and we also have the Asari Justicar reaving one target. That is just stacking. And then we have two guys doing smash, doing shield penetration and armor penetration. I mean, it's just a mean combination. I mean, these banshees come in and they have absolutely no chance. A recommendation on how to use the Phoenix Vanguard or the Phoenix Adept, they're pretty much the same except the one additional power that they have. One has charge, biotic charge, and the other one has the other one has singularity. They're both excellent powers. Singularity is excellent, but I really don't use the additional power. I just use Lash and Smash, in all honesty. So sometimes you see me use the Adept, sometimes you see me use the Vanguard. I spec them both the same way. I mean, I really don't care about the biotic charge, in all honesty. I mean, the biotic charge is great to boost up your shields immediately at some moment. Like at this moment, maybe if I had a biotic charge, I would have charged her and gotten my shields back up. But guess what? It's not even necessary. We got nothing but biotic detonations going left and right. And guys, again, don't doubt it. This is platinum. You can definitely do this. You guys can get your Reavers and get your Phoenix characters going. And if you don't have Phoenix characters, guys, bring in a Sentinel to do warp. Okay, if you set up your Sentinel with tech armor, especially in the 5th evolution, there is an option on your tech armor to make your power get more power damage, so that'll make your warp even more powerful. And also at the 6th evolution of tech armor, you could also put your increase your recharge speed, so your Sentinel is constantly your human Sentinel is doing a lot of damage with its warp, and it's not taking too long to recharge. So as you guys can see, look at this. This is just this was just so much fun. We're not even having an issue. I mean, we're making sure that our consumables are fine. We got enough missiles, all of us. I mean, by the time we finished this, I mean, we pretty much had all our gear. So as you will see, look, one thing, communication is very important. The banshees are the most important targets because obviously they can take you out of the game. And they're just vicious. They have their warp bubbles. I'm sorry, their warp throws that they throw at you, and they also have their yell, which is more like a Nova kind of thing. Really, when they yell, it's like a Nova. You can see she did it right there. But what's great about the spot that we have noticed that when the Banshee gets in here, like she kind of decides to not move much because I guess it's just an enclosed area, so for whatever reason she is just not moving much. Every time she gets in, she'll stop, and she gets right in the center, and she's kind of like, she allows us to do damage on her. Yes, she will obviously try to warp you. Yes, she will obviously do her Nova scream, whatever you want to call it. But as you can see, look, every single time she gets in the center, she starts walking, and then we are doing nothing but reeve and smash, and just look how quickly she goes down. And if we need to get our buddy up, look at that, got my buddy up, we're back in business, because we're here, we're tight, but we have enough space to dodge, we have enough space to do damage. And if we're gonna go down, I'm not using my ops pack, I'm not using my gels unless it is truly necessary. Right here I told my buddy, hey, I'm gonna die, I got warped, and immediately they knew to get me back up. So communication is very important, and it's very important that you ration your metagels, that you ration your ops packs. You definitely do not want to go out, not having any consumables, especially if something dangerous happens and everybody's down. And check this out, guys. We have 2 banshees. They came in, and look how quickly they were destroyed. I did something that I always tell you guys not to do, which is rage metagel. I didn't need to metagel at this moment. I just thought, oh my god, there are 2 banshees. From my point of view, I couldn't quite tell, and at that moment, even though my buddies were coming to get me, I used the metagel, because in my mind I was thinking, I want to make sure that I protect my buddies and I get back into the action, and I don't want them to get picked up. But as soon as I got back up, I realized, oh my god, the first banshee was destroyed, and the second one they only had 1 bar of armor left. So it wasn't even necessary. I did it way too quickly. So definitely don't rage metagel, because you're going to need your gels as much as possible. At this moment in time, I could have had 5 if you really look at it. So right now, we're just moving a little forward just because we're finishing off the last enemies. As you can see, we're using Lash very effectively. We're picking up phantoms as much as we can. We're reaving everything that we can, and then we go back to our designated areas. I mean, this is just a lot of fun. And then, as you will see in the video, it is just going to get even sicker. Okay, guys, check this out. So now for the devices, this time we did do it right. 2 of us stayed back, and 2 of us went forward. So what I recommend is to the weaker character, the one, like for example in this situation, is the Drell. He is hanging out there, and what I'm doing, since I can pick up phantoms, if we get any phantoms, I make sure that I have my lash ready so that I can pick up a phantom and just destroy her. And my buddy is here, he's doing the device, and what I'm doing, I'm watching his back, but I am trying not to antagonize the enemies. We're trying to do this very sneaky like. This is the great thing about Reactor. Reactor is a very big map. It allows you to do these kind of devices, in such a sneaky way. See, we saw that, hey, there are enemies down there. We didn't want to bother them. We didn't want to bring the attention to us, because my buddy and I are the ones doing the devices. That you can see, my other 2 buddies are back there. That's not what we did in the beginning, the 3rd wave, but that's what we should have done. But right now, as you can see, look, my buddy here with his Drell, he's doing the device. I'm covering his back. I'm looking around, making sure everything is good. And he tells me, hey, we got a hunter. So I go right ahead and do my smash and review the hunter. And my buddy immediately does reeve. So like that, we're just being extremely effective. Right now, I'm making sure we get into the last device. I shot a missile just to clean out that spawn point, because we know that they could go right ahead and snipe us from there, the Atlases. This spawn point it was very critical, because the last device was right there, and if he would have started the device without us clearing that, the Atlases absolutely would have destroyed him. So as you can see, we have the Phoenix covering the Reaver, either the Sorry Justicar or the Drell Adept. Whichever character you're using to the Reeve, that should be the character doing the device, while the Phoenix Vanguard or Phoenix Adept should be using Lash and Smash to cover that character. And if you need to use a missile, definitely use it, because the objectives are very important. So here, we did it correctly. In Reactor, 2 of us went out, 2 of us stood back in to draw the aggro, draw the enemies away from us. So we did this one right. But look how smoothly this is going. I mean, this is just, this feels like a gold. I mean, we had a few situations we had to revive each other, but we're not, we're not using our consumables, we're not using our metagels. We're there right next to each other. I mean, we're handling our business. Look at this. The last enemy left. I mean, we're just doing nothing but smash. We're reaving that Atlas. I mean, that Atlas has absolutely no chance. And if you look at the top of the screen, you see that the Alice, just the armor and shields. It's just going down so much. You got two Reavers going at it, and you also have two guys doing nothing but smash with shield penetration and armor damage. Wave 7 already, and guess what? No issues, no troubles. We're not really getting down too much, and if we do get hurt, I mean, we are actually doing well. So guys, this was just a lot of fun. I definitely recommend, if you want to try Reactor Platinum, to say, hey, I did Reactor, I did Platinum on Reactor. This is a map that a lot of people dislike. In all honesty, I believe it or not, it's not one of my favorites, but it's such a great map for many enemies because of the fact that it has all these little corners. Enemies have a hard time sniping you. They have to go around the map to get to you. Sometimes they have to go through the reactor to get to you. It's just, there's so many things, there's so many ways that you have the advantage over them. It's the enemy does not have the advantage over you here. You have the advantage. You have ways that you can cover yourself, that you can hide. You have so many walls, you have so many barricades, you have so many corners. So you can actually cover yourself very well. On gold, I'm usually never here. I'm usually by the other side. But for platinum, since you have all kinds of factions coming at you, you have Reapers, you have Cerberus, you have Phantoms, you have Geth. We decided to take this approach. We figured it out. We said, you know what, this is probably the best area. We could cover each other. We have enough maneuverability. I'm so sorry, maneuverability. I apologize about that. I'm having a little tongue twister here, but and we were just able to do it. Look how much fun we're having, guys. I mean, this is just, I definitely recommend it, guys. Get your buddies in here, and this is the other thing. I wanted to do it this way because I wanted to not use the Earth characters, the new DLC that came out. I wanted to say, hey, if you don't have the new characters, guess what? You still have the characters from the Rebellion pack, or you have the regular character. You have an Asari, you have a Drill Adept. I mean, these are characters that you've probably unlocked already. You probably, haven't even touched in such a while. You gotta, dust off for a little bit. And guess what? You could do nothing but biotic combos. You have a very powerful situation here going. And it's a lot of fun to see all of these very powerful enemies just be demolished and just melted in front of you with all the biotic power that you can unleash on them. So, to be effective, you definitely want to have a strong build on Smash against shield penetration. You definitely want Lash to do the same thing, and you want both to have the ability to detonate biotic combos. And you want Reeve to be set up to do damage to armor and barriers at the last evolution also. You want it also to be on rank 4, I believe, to be area Reeve, so that you can hit multiple targets at once. That is very important. Like that, by the time, I'm telling you, by the time enemies even get to us, they're already Reeve, they're already getting damaged. I mean, they're dying. So as you can see, guys, we're just having a lot of fun, and I was, and let me be honest with you, I was so excited to get this video going because we challenged ourselves. I said there has to be a way that we can get ADEPTs into platinum because they're such squishy characters. Their health and shields are so low. I mean, I tried it in Dagger. I tried it in Glacier. The Glacier was actually a lot better, but Glacier is a much easier map to do platinum on. I mean, it's just very easy. And I was just like, you know what, let's. I wanted to make sure we challenged ourselves, and we showed you guys a video, an instructional video that is something that you can do. You can look at this video and say, you know what, I can do that. I can take my buddies, you know what, let's challenge ourselves, let's get this going, let's get a few Reavers, let's get a few enemies that also do warp or throw, and just get in there. Or if you do, you do the regular Phoenix characters, you can do that also. Look at the situation, guys. We, our buddies got down, and then this is one of the situations that we said, okay, are we going to use a missile? I pulled it out, but we realized, no, we're good. We were okay. We were able to get rid of the Phantom. And then, by the way, guys, your biotic explosions are better than using a missile, because 2 Reavers and 2 guys doing Smash or Warp has so much more effect, so much more power than using missiles. In all honesty, yes, the missile goes in one shot, but look at this. We said no, no missile needed, because we were all up again immediately, and both the drill and the SR Justicar were doing reeve. And you know, in combination with our powers, I mean, just look at what's happening here, guys. I mean, this is the proof is here. You can do this. You know, you can get your buddies, get 3 other buddies, you know, spec yourselves out right, and you know, just go right ahead and do it. Have fun. You know, when you see the objectives, you know, especially as the individual devices, this is such a great map for that, because while the enemies are trying to go after your 2 buddies who are here, you know, you can do a sneak attack, and you know, no sneak attack really, more like you know, sneaking up on the devices and getting them done. If it's a hack, obviously you need 3 people at it and 1 person stepping away, just looking at the action and making sure you're covering. If you get a hack, just make sure you try to have at least 3 people in there. And what you're going to want to do, if for whatever reason the spawn point is right next to the hack, wherever it is, you definitely want to use a missile just to clear it out. That'll give you a little bit of time, all 3 of you, while 1 person outside, a little further outside, kind of drawing the aggro, or just kind of, you know, doing damage to the enemies. You want to call out your missiles. You want to wait till the Banshee gets like right inside the center, and then missile it. Because as you know, until the objective is done, it's unlimited respawning. So the moment that the Banshee is in the center, then you call it, and you got to make sure that there's no doubt. The moment you call it, you're doing it. You know, you're shooting that missile, and there's no doubt nobody else is gonna do it. And you see, as a matter of fact, before you even go to the hack, you say, I got first. The other one says, I got second, I got third, I got fourth. You call it out, that's it. There's no doubt about it. We already know who's got the missile. If somebody gets down, if the second guy gets downed, then you know the third guy immediately is gonna get it, and then the next person. You know, just do it like a chain. You just make sure you call it out. You know who's gonna do what, and you know, not one person should be using, you know, all their missiles. It should always be even across the board, because again, like I've told you guys before in my previous videos, if something happens that you're like the last man out, you know, you want to make sure that you have your missiles, because you don't want your buddies there waiting for half an hour for you to finish off a whole bunch of primes or a whole bunch of phantoms and everything else. You know, you want to make sure you can at least cover yourself and kill the big boss enemies and get it going. So check this out, guys. Look at this. We got a whole bunch of enemies and we're just demolishing them. In this situation, we actually have communication where, you know, I'm asking them, should I gel? Is everything okay? And said, nope, not even necessary. Look at that. I get up, the Banshee's destroyed. I mean, even with me down, 2 Reavers and 1 guy doing smash, it just destroyed that Banshee. So I definitely, that's kind of a really good example of the situation here. So look, here we got another Banshee. Look at that. Shields down. We're reaving her, we're doing smash, and she is done. And at the same time, since these are biotic explosions, by the way, biotic explosions affect any other enemy that's surrounded too. So the Atlas is being affected. We have 2 Atlases there. Look at that. The Atlas, the first Atlas is done. And I love the sound of biotic explosions. They're just so awesome. It just brings such a joy to my heart to watch it and to hear it. So here you go, guys. And look at that, my buddy got downed. We told him no, don't worry about it. Oh, and by the way, this is also very important. It is the job, if you're using the Phoenix, guys, it is your job to make sure that you are covering. If you know, if you're down, you're down. But if the Justicars are down or your other Phoenix buddy is down, it's your job to cover, because you know, you got shield penetration. You could pick up phantoms. You know, you could pick up enemies and, you know, kind of disable them. So here we had the objects, you know, the pizza delivery. You know, I got my missile out. I'm making sure that I'm just cleaning that out because they were just way too close. And look, guys, this is what I love about that, about Firebase Reactor. Look at this. You have all these little spaces. I mean, you know, you're getting out of the line of sight. You're making sure that, hey, I'm looking behind me. No, even if they wanted to warp me, they can't. Look at this. Both of my buddies are down, but, you know, I'm making sure I'm telling them, hey, don't worry about it. You know, I'm going to make sure I get myself through. And look at this. I went around the Banshee, but I went up, you know, a little flight of stairs. My other buddies get, you know, the buddy behind me, the second one who was actually covering me, went ahead. While I was doing that, he went and revived them. They didn't even have to use metagels. So now they're getting themselves up. I told them, okay, we got the first object, and look at that Banshee. We left her alone, guys. Do not try to destroy her, because if she's just doing her thing, then we're fine. So me and my buddy are here, and we told him, hey, can you get the Banshee away from us? So look what he's doing. I still have a missile out, but look what happened. They were able to draw them away. So now, now that we know that the object got recovered, we ran right ahead. We went back. We did not, take the Banshee's head out. We said, no, we're going to bring them right in here. Now, we're more powerful as a unit. So that's what you want to do. You want to take them on as a unit. So now the Banshees are coming in. We allowed them to come, and we said, okay, guys, it's time for you to go. We have 2 Reavers, 2 Smashers, and we are just wailing on them. Look at this, guys. Isn't that awesome? I mean, this is absolutely awesome. Look at that. Platinum difficulty, guys, with ALL BIOTICs team. Now we finished the Banshees, the 2 Banshees that were coming at us, and now we got Atlases. Yes, I got down, but guess what? I have all my gels. My team is strong. We're taking cover. We're doing Smash. We're doing Reave. These Atlases have no chance. And guess what? We have cover. It's like just because I got down, my other buddies are up. We're protected here. We're doing fine. I think this is like one of the last enemies here. Look at that. Down to the last enemy. Atlas doesn't even know. Look at his health bar. He is done. He's absolutely toast. So guys, this was so simple for us doing it this way. And look at that. We already finished wave 10. I mean, we're already by extraction. I mean, this feels like a gold, almost even a silver. That's how simple this was. And I definitely recommend that you try it. I mean, it's just so much fun. If you get the escort objective, that I definitely recommend 2 to 3 people on it, and 1 person kind of trying to deviate the enemies, running around a little bit, but not too far, just mid-range. Just making sure that, hey, I'm covering. If all of you can be in it at the same time, that's even better. But if you have a situation that you're not sure of your skills or your capabilities of handling that, then maybe you might want to stay outside a little bit, make sure that you have your missile ready, so to protect your buddies. I recommend, honesty, depending on your team setup, that you all do it together, and then each one of you have 1 missile ready evenly. Not one person should be using all their missiles, and when the Banshees get close, right in the escort circle, that's when you missile it. And usually the escort missions, they don't have you go too far out. The escort situation usually starts actually in the right corner of what you guys are looking at right here. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's like on the right side by the ammo crate. On this screen, as you see all the action that's happening here. Oh, I guess as you see, guys, I used my last missile here. But it was necessary, it's extraction, and look at that, 10, 9, 8, 7, our buddy, he knew that he had to gel, so like that we didn't waste time. He's running, he got in right on time, and we were able to get a full extraction, guys. So again, if just going back to the escort mission, if you get the escort objective, then make sure that either all of you are in there. And if you have a weaker player, then the weaker player kind of step away, hide a little bit, and when you are needed, you come right out with a missile when necessary. But look at this, guys. We got a full extraction on Reactor. One of the maps that are hated by a lot of people, but I love the map because it has so many spaces that you can hide. When you get objectives, it's such a big map that allows you to run away from Banshees. It allows you to run away from enemies. If you're getting overrun, you don't need to fight them. Just get away from them and go back to your team and fight them all together. And look at this, guys. This was just so easy for us. I mean, we had such a great time. I mean, we have Wiz, who's just a new, somebody I've been training. And Dog of War, a guy that just started playing recently with Annihilator. He's a buddy of mine. But yeah, even with just a team that is just really learning how to really handle Mass Effect. Anyways, you can go right ahead and set up this kind of build and this kind of setup with your friends and buddies, and actually be able to handle platinum on Reactor. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you get to do it. Have fun, guys. Take care.